Exodus chapter 18. Verse 1. And when Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, was come into the host, the chief of thousands and the chief of hundreds came to him. Verse 2. And he said unto Moses, These thy words are good in every thing that God commendeth thee, only there lacketh thou wits to declare the things that shall be hereafter. Verse 3. And Jethro's sons and his brethren came unto his father-in-law Moses, to the desert of Paran. Verse 4. And they rose up with him early from his tent, and bowed themselves to the ground before the Lord, and they said, Rise up, and eat bread, and for your soul's sake say what is it that the Lord saith unto you. Verse 5. And Moses told them everything that the Lord commanded him. Verse 6. And when they had done sacrificing to the Lord, they gave bullocks and rams 5 on every one of the chief men that were come unto the dedication of peace offerings unto God, and Moses took the burnt offering of the goat of the sin offering, which was for the people. Verse 7. And when it was told him, he came out to meet them with his 2 sons, Jethro his wife came also with her 2 sons. Verse 8. And Moses' father-in-law brought a bullock and burnt incense upon the altar, and gave unto the son of the priest his peace offerings. Verse 9. And he said unto Moses, I thy father-in-law Jethro am come unto thee, and thy wife, and her 2 sons with her. Verse 10. And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and bowed down, and kissed him, and they asked every man at his neighbor. Verse 11. And there came one that told Moses, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law Jethro is come unto thee, with his 2 sons. Verse 12. And he went out to meet him, and said unto them, Blessed be the Lord, because he hath delivered thee into my hand, now therefore let this thy blessing abide. Verse 13. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly he was above them. Verse 14. And when Jethro saw that God had done great things for him, so that all the women of the house had been led out in marriage, and that none was left unmarried, he said, Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with thy servant? Verse 15. And Moses said unto his father-in-law, Because the Lord hath given you the kingdom, and has delivered mine enemies into my hand, what I have done will be told thee. Verse 16. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord that hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand, now therefore receive the blessings which I bestow upon thee, because God hath delivered thee. Verse 17. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly he was above them. Verse 18. And Jethro went with Moses his son-in-law, and he sacrificed a burnt offering unto God. Thereupon the elders of Israel came near, and worshipped, and offered sacrifices, and brought peace offerings to the Lord. Verse 19. And it came to pass on the morrow, that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning unto the evening. Verse 20. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did among the people, he said, What is this thing that thou doest among the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto evening? Verse 21. And Moses said unto his father-in-law, The people come unto me to inquire of God. Verse 22. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God, and his laws. Verse 23. And Moses said unto his father-in-law, We will go on to the Lord our God, and we will hear what he will say, for it is better that all should fear him, lest he come out upon them and slay them. Verse 24. Then Jethro departed from Moses with his sons, and did in Exodus chapter 19. Verse 1. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the Lord appeared unto them in the wilderness of Sinai. Verse 2. And they set out from Rephidim, and came to the wilderness of Sinai, and they tarried in the wilderness. Verse 3. And there went out a fire of the cloud, and consumed the mountain that was in the midst of the sea. Verse 4. And when the children of Israel saw it, they believed not the people's eyes, and they didst hear them no more. Verse 5. But Moses came near unto the thick darkness where God was, and the Lord called unto him out of the midst of the mountain, saying. Historical context. The wilderness sojourn lasted for at least 40 years, during which time the Israelites wandered in the desert, living off manna and other miraculous provisions. Verse 6. Thus shalt thou say to the children of Israel, Ye shall go up to my altar on high mountains, and unto the house of God which is in Jerusalem, and before thee in Egypt, in Assyria, in Babylon, and in all places where I have left my name, but for a testimony against them. Verse 7. But let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. Verse 8. According to all that I shew thee of the pattern of the tabernacle, and of all the furniture thereof, even so shall ye make it. Verse 9. And behold, there overlaid with gold upon badger's skin were its posts, and inlaid into it were palm trees, and there were 2 pillars of wood covered with gold, and their hooks were made of gold, and he overlaid with gold the top thereof. Historical context. The tabernacle was a portable sanctuary that served as a dwelling place for God's presence among his people. It consisted of several layers, including the outer tent, the inner veil, and the Ark of the Covenant. Verse 10. And he made 2 cherubims of gold, on the top of which were the 2 heads, over against the tabernacle. Verse 11. The wings of the cherubim spread abroad were 10 cubits from the very one end to the other, and 1 cubit touched the wall of the house. Verse 12. And the other cherub was 10 cubits, both the cherubims together were 20 cubits long. Verse 13. And he made a molten sea of 10 brazen cubits, round in compass, and it was 5 cubits deep, and a line of 30 cubits did encompass it about. Historical context. The priests who served the tabernacle were required to wear elaborate garments as part of their priestly duties. These included the ephod, the breastplate, and other ornate items that symbolized their role in the worship of God. Verse 14. And a cubit was under its brim, and his flower was 2 full cores above it round about. Verse 15. And he made 2 rings of gold for the 2 ends of the molten sea, upon both sides thereof, on the one side, upon the rim, and upon the other. Verse 16. 2 golden rings under the one molding of it was its support, and 2 golden rings in the other molding of it, according to the measure of all for support of it. Verse 17. And he made a molten sea of brass 10 cubits from brim to brim, round in compass, and a line of 30 cubits did encompass it about. Historical context. The commandments were given by God to Moses on Mount Sinai. They included the 10 commandments which were written on 2 stone tablets by the finger of God. Verse 18. And he made 10 brazen bases, for the molten sea, one against the other 5 cubits in diameter, and a line of 430 cubits was upon its brims round about. Verse 19. And there were 2 branches under one molding of it, and 2 under another, over against both of them, and he did the same to the 2 pillars of brass, that were before the house. Verse 20. And the molten sea, and the brazen bases, and the 5